Welcome to the New Music Podcast. We've got your one regular jack off from upstate New York. Kyle is a little bit preoccupied at the moment, but it'll be just me and my new friend, Jacob. Is it Pedersen?
Yeah, man, Jacob Pedersen. Or honestly, I just go by JFIG, so that's easy.
JFIG? All right. What's up? What's up, man? Thanks for coming on to the show and having this little chat with me.
Oh, good, man. Thanks for having me.
So, first thing I want to ask you today is how you got started in music and how you got started with The Weight of Silence.
Yeah, it's a bit of like a short story. Music-wise, how I got into it is I've just always been into music, man. I've always been a vocalist. It's just like been instilled in me since I was maybe 13 years old, you know, with those rock star dreams. And I learned heavy vocals at a very young age, and then I just traveled on through. I was in a few bands, you know, throughout high school, and then after high school I was in a band and whatnot. And then when a few bands slipped away, then The Weight of Silence hit me up one day and was like, yo, dude, we need a vocalist and you're dope, so what's going on? So yeah, I sort of just joined The Weight of Silence. They were already they'd already dropped an album, and they were already doing things, but they were just like, you know, the run-of-the-mill metalcore band of like 2014, you know, that old metalcore sound.
Yeah,
that's what they were doing. Yeah, and then basically when I joined, they were like now that you're in the band, we want to reamp the sound. Like, what do you want to do? So even though I joined The Weight of Silence as like a already done band, technically we basically changed entirely. We changed tuning, we changed genre, we yeah, so yeah, everything's very fresh with since I joined. I think I joined 3 years ago, and since then, yeah, it's been a roller coaster of genre ride and emotions.
I gotta say, I was very surprised when I checked all of this out because I saw some very interesting features. The Hunt the Dinosaur Hunter, he seems like the perfect fit for your guys' trap metal type sound. But when I saw Danny Leal, I was very intrigued. I was like, this is an interesting choice for this style of music. So the question I have for that is, how did you guys get a hold of both of them? Did you already have pre-existing relationships with those guys?
Well, for Hunt the Dinosaur, Hunter Madison, that's I actually came across one of his Chris Brown rap covers from way back, maybe 2011 or something. And I remember just going, when I heard this song, I was like, holy shit, this guy's vocals talent is insane. So I started getting into him, but they hadn't really released too much. I think he maybe had a couple songs or whatever. So then I added him on Facebook. I just found this guy. I was like, I need to know who this guy is. So I added him on Facebook. I hit him up, and then we actually become homies. So me and Hunt, even though we've never met, and he's from Texas, I'm from Australia. Yeah, we're like homies. So yeah, it's sort of just like a homie feature. Is Hunt. And
yeah,
then Danny Leal,
2 songs.
Yeah, because when we first started chatting, I was like, dude, you got to get in a song with us. And he was like, yeah, I'm happy to, man. So that was when I very first started joining The Weight of Silence. And it was like maybe our second ever release. He jumped on it, and that was a lot of fun. But then when we were recording our new album, we wanted Hunt on the album as well, because just like he's a homie, plus he's a great vocalist. So that new track that we dropped recently, Silencer, that's going to be on the album. And yeah, we needed Hunt on it. So
absolutely.
Yeah. And then Danny Leal, man, he's just someone that I've looked up to since I was young. Like, I mean, what haven't bloody Upon a Burning Body done? They were an amazing band. I fuck with them really, really hard throughout my whilst I was becoming a heavy metal vocalist, I was definitely inspired by them. So
I think it's really interesting how much his voice has changed over the years, and it's kind of become his own, where before I felt like he was trying to sound more like a generic deathcore vocalist, and now that he's really found his voice, it suits him so well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, he's such a distinct sound. And the funny thing is that the feature actually came from, we wrote this song, and my guitarist wrote this section in the song, and I heard this breakdown, and I honestly couldn't get Denny Leal's voice out of my head. I was like, Denny Leal's voice, it needs to be on this riff. Like, it was just such a, I don't know, Upon a Burning Body riff.
That Southern style.
That's right. It was just perfect. So I was like to the boys, I was like, I'm gonna reach out to Danny Leal. I'm gonna see what's up. So I did. I reached out to him. And he hit me back, and he was like, yeah, this track is dope. Like, yeah, let's do up a deal. So yeah, Danny Leal jumped on it. He fucking killed it. I was so happy with everything he did for that song. It really, really brought that moment of the song. I mean, yeah, that moment at the end to life. And honestly, it was just an honor for us to have him part of it.
Absolutely, man. And I noticed that Hunter came down to do one video with you, I believe, right?
Yeah, no, he's never come to Australia, but he's in both the music videos, but he just does his own parts. Yeah, so he just like sent us some footage, and we just like worked it into our music video.
So you guys flew him out for that one video?
No. He I believe for Silencer he filmed it in at his house. In Texas, and then he just like sent us over some footage, and we sort of just like edited it in. Yeah, so we haven't got Hunter down to Australia yet, but because we released that music video during COVID, so it's sort of been really, really hard for everything.
I mean, everything's been hard.
Yeah, that's right. But as soon as this is over, man, yeah, we've got some big plans to get Hunter down to Australia, and hopefully we can come up and do some stuff with him in America.
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, COVID's been the biggest like cock tease and like blue balls inducer. This is just, I'm ready for this shit to be over and done with.
Yeah, man. It's mostly just a hassle, really. It's been a hassle of the time.
That's a fucking fact. So that brings me to what have you been up to since the start of COVID? How have you been keeping busy, staying afloat?
Yeah, well, I feel like because of the industry that I'm in, my life hasn't changed too much when it comes to work. I'm like working in construction and whatnot. So, essential worker, I've still been going to work every single day and holding it down. But a lot of my friends are struggling around me and stuff. So I feel like I'm, a lot of mental states and a lot of people. So I've just, so even though I've been working, I've been, looking out for my friends and shit while they're going through their hassles and problems. And to be fair, like right now I live in Sydney, and we've actually calmed down a lot with COVID laws. So I think things are pretty good here. There's a few places in Australia that are still very, very locked down, but Sydney for the most part has quite opened back up. So we are doing music shows, but it's just like a very limited capacity, and things like that. Like, so we do have like sports on, but again, it's just very limited capacity.
No, they hiking up the prices of the tickets and then just capping it at like 50 people in the venue.
Yeah, that's probably what most people are doing to get by. I haven't played a gig since COVID. We've been keeping it down, mostly because my band is interstate. So all my members of my band live in Melbourne, and I live in Sydney. So like, there's that border there, and yeah, we can't mingle yet.
I'm not gonna lie, we've only had one other Australian band on this show, and that was pre-COVID. So I have very little of an idea of what exactly has been going on in Australia since the start of all this.
Yeah, right. No, well, Australia's been holding it down. We've been doing things. So
I'm sure you guys are doing better than we are.
Yeah, well, I mean, I hear the news, and it does seem a little bit crazy over there, but I mean, I've got a few American friends, so I've been talking to them, and they're doing well. They're doing well, as well as they can be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It is what it is, man. So let me ask you. You say that there's a full length album coming out pretty soon, right?
Yep. Yeah, 11 track.
11 tracks. And have you? Because as far as I could tell, I've seen nothing but singles on Spotify. And was that
Yeah,
the intention going up to this, or were you always planning on doing a full length?
yeah. So we're always planning on doing a full length. So we recorded all those songs like together
Hmm.
as a whole. But we've just been looking for the right way to release it because we're unsigned, we're independent, we're a totally independent band. So we've just been, releasing the singles. But also, when I first joined the band, the Way to Silence already had an album out, but the sound of the album is so different. Like I'm telling you, it's a whole different band, if that makes sense. So eventually
Definitely.
we ended up deleting that album, which was with a different vocalist, a different drummer, and a different bassist.
Hmm.
So it was just only the guitar. So we deleted that album. So then our Spotify, it looked bare. We were like, all right, so we've got like one song. So then slowly we've been just releasing singles to just like, give everyone some content, show everyone our new sound and what we're doing. But they are all off an album,
Hmm.
which should be released very early next year. So
Sweet. Is there going to be any more singles coming out up until then?
no, that's it, man. I think we've dropped 5 singles so far,
Oh
so
God.
that's like enough singles. That's like, yeah, it's like because you know how it is at the moment with it's like back in the day you would release 2-3 singles for an album and you would drop an
Hmm.
album, but nowadays I just feel like it's people are always like, we want more content, so you do just drip feed the singles. And yeah, so I think we've gone up to 5 now, and basically the next single, no, the next time
Yeah.
we drop, a clip or a single, it'll be with the album. So
I mean, not everybody can do exactly what the Acacia Strain did. Just keep dropping 2 songs at a time until eventually you're like, okay, we've only got 2 songs left. Let's just drop it.
yeah, that's right. It's like even with the last 2 singles, they can drop it, and then it's like, oh, you guys have already heard the album. So that's a modern way of doing things these days. I mean, the world is changing when it comes to releasing music because everybody wants more content. So you can't just be recording and releasing an album every 6 months.
I mean, you could even drop you could drop the whole album right now, and then after the fact, start doing music videos and stuff, depending on how well it's received. Like the options
That's
are
right.
always there.
That's right. Well, we've actually kept a few. I think at least there's definitely one song on the album that we haven't released, which all the boys in the band said it was our first single. They were like, "This is the first single," and I was like, "I agree, but let's keep that one for the album drop because you don't want to drop all the bangers, all the big hard stuff during the singles. Like when we released the album, I still wanted there to be those songs
Hmm.
unreleased.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
yeah, so there will definitely be room for music videos.
Now, how did you guys arrive at the trap metal sound? Because it's still, I wouldn't say it's like a relatively new sound per se, but it is something that has only in the last couple of years started to gain any kind of traction. And so I know you discussed a second ago about how it was a totally different band up until then. What was the conversation like when you guys decided that this was going to be the sound that you went for?
Well, when I joined the band, the guitarist, me and Benny, my guitarist, we got along really, really well. And he's more into that, like he's like favorite bands, Motley Crue, and like he's like into that style of music.
Hmm.
So he was on this like Parkway Drive type of metal, and at the time I was heavily getting into like rap music, like Kanye West, Drake, like Big Sean, all the rappers and whatnot.
Yeah.
So then when I joined, I was like always just like, oh, check this out, check this out. And then eventually he was like, we should do like a cover, which was the song with the first song we did with Hunter, which was Shutterbug. I was a cover of Big Boy from Outkast. Um, so after we did that song, we turned a rap song into a metal song, and my guitarist was like, I had a ball doing that. Like he had so much fun doing that, and I was like doing this like rap scream. So then that was sort of where we changed. It was like, all right, so when we started writing new music, we were listening to a lot of rap music, and then there was even times where we'd listen to like trap beats and then just write breakdowns over the trap beats, and then
Yeah.
eventually that evolves into this thing, and it's like I was still screaming quite heavily, but then I was like, all right, I was like dabbling in rapping a little bit, and then we started progressing into the music and whatnot. And then when we hit the studio, I didn't actually expect there to be so much rap in the album, but then because like a lot of them was that, you know, that fast rap scream.
Yeah.
But my producers, they were like, dude, you're a great rapper. And I was, because they really hyped me up. They loved my rapping, even though I was like only sort of just new to it.
Yeah.
But so they really talked me into doing more rapping rather than rap screaming. So a lot of the verses on the album, you know, they were written as like heavy songs or whatnot, but they ended up being rap songs, trap metal songs.
I mean, it sounds to me like the producer did have a little bit of a suspicion that like this might be an interesting route for you guys to go, and so they kind of like gave you the nudge you needed to actually go all in on it.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my boys in the Loud Noise Estate. They honestly helped us so much with this album. They're both very talented boys, Ash and Evan. So shout out to the lads.
Nice. When does the album come out again?
Early next year, where we haven't actually got an official date for it, but it definitely will be January or February, depending on just depending on everything.
Of course.
Yeah, but we've had the album for a little while now, so it's like we're all stinging to drop it. We actually can't wait to fucking drop this thing.
It's funny because sometimes I'll be talking to people about, you know, yeah, you guys have this album coming out, but like we're already excited about the next one we're writing. Like, is that what it's like for you guys? Are you already writing the next one?
Yeah, we've already started recording the next one. So yeah, we're literally and it's changing again. Like we've changed guitar tunings already. So it's like we're gonna drop this album and then we're already on a new path to like, you know, evolving.
Like tuning lower or
yeah. I'm not a guitarist, so I'm not too good with that. But I believe that we're getting a lot lower. I think the album's drop C and drop A. There's two different tunings in there. And then I think the new songs that we just started recording are drop G, maybe. So yeah, it is. It's got that
so freaking low too.
Yeah,
like those first five notes, like literally, there's almost like this much of a difference in actual tone.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, I got do you know Alpha Wolf, the band? Yeah. So they're Melbourne boys. So shout out to the Melbourne lads. But yeah, that whole sound, man, like that's such an evolving sound right now. It's like that. It's metalcore, but it's just that dark, edgy metal. And I mean, I listen to a lot of it. I know my guitarist listens to a lot of it.
Hardcore inspired, it sounds to me.
That's right. So then we're sort of we're evolving. We're still dabbling with it all, but we are taking a lot of inspirations from that type of sound, and with our trap metal as well. So it's going to be quite. I think the next stuff is going to be very dark.
Very dark, very pissed.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but still with that rap shit. But you know, rap can be dark.
Absolutely. I mean, shit. Do you ever listen to Gizmo? Like,
no, I haven't.
Dude, Gizmo is like my favorite trap metal. Like, and here's the thing that I don't like about trap metal is that it's almost as vague of a description for a band as like trap or metal by itself, because a lot of artists that go by trap metal are very just it's rap beats and I'm screaming over them. Gizmo
Absolutely.
is literally that. And like he has this one song that I play more often than any other song, but it's his interpretation on Cannibal Corpse's I Come Blood.
Like, and it's with trap beats.
It's all great. Trap beats. There's like guitars in it, but it's all trap beats and just like harsh yelling. And like he has a very I expect, because you're a vocalist, you'd know the difference between false chord and vocal fry. So
yep.
Very like Blood 09
with trap beats on it. Dude, I need to suss this guy. That's
he's what's man. Up.
Yeah, well, I usually I haven't done with that yet, so I haven't actually screamed over trap beats. I keep my screaming to the metal to when my band's playing, and then I rap when the beat's playing. So on the new dark shit, I'm probably gonna start getting into that type of stuff. Start mixing it up. I mean, I'll rap more on the metal breakdowns, and then I'll scream more on the trap beats, and see how that goes.
I mean, it worked well for Frankie Palmieri. It worked well
Oh
for
yeah,
Chris Franzak. It worked well for all
that's
those
right.
bands. And with
Yeah, man.
the new wave, it just makes sense that like it would go there, but also go harder.
Yeah, well, I actually listened to Amua's new album literally a couple of days ago. I was like, "Oh, Amua have a new album." I remember I heard about a single from a while ago, and I heard it, and it's heavier than it is anything. I was actually hoping that maybe they would evolve a little bit and be more rappy or trappy, because I know
Same.
he was
Same.
never a rap guy, but he always had that like
He's always had that rap flavor. That's
yeah,
for sure.
that's right. It was a flavor. It was a flavor. He didn't do it too much, but it was a flavor. But I was hoping that maybe we did hear a Frankie rap verse, but yeah, we didn't get one. So it's
I mean, here's the thing. All right, because I probably shouldn't be saying this now, but I am going to say it because why the fuck not? We are interviewing him later today. And
oh
what I
no
plan on
way. All right.
asking him is like, why in I Seen God did you pitch your vocals down way low when you actually rapped? Like that is something that I've always wanted to hear is some actual straight rapping from you, Frankie. And like, I'm not going to ask you quite like that because I don't want to piss the guy off. I don't want to burn a bridge before I've even built it. But
Yeah. No, I just let him know. It's I let him know I said what's up, and let him know
I
that
will.
I want to rap. So well, at least one rap verse on the next one. I know he can do it. Like
He
I
can.
honestly I feel like he can do it. I was like I would be down with the song where he doesn't even scream on it. He just raps, and the music is still just as heavy as Amure is.
Absolutely. I mean, the thing with, having a guitarist like Josh Travis in your band, like you are going to have the beefiest low chugs that you can get. And it's just he wound up with a very like these last couple Amir records are some of the heaviest records, despite the difference in, the way everything is written instrumentally.
Yeah, that's right. That band, man, they're an amazing band, and Frankie's great too. But I just feel like they can evolve so much more. Actually, they just did Frankie just did a feature on an Australian band from just where I'm from, Western Sydney. He did a feature for a band called DVSR.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't heard them, you got to check them out. They're very much
DVSR. I do feel like I've heard that name before.
yeah, they're not trap metal. They're metal, but he just raps a lot. I don't even think the vocalist screams. He just raps. But it's got such a flavor. I would call it rapcore rather than trap metal, if that makes sense, because there's not trap in it.
I have seen that one like get tossed around, but there's no actual search tags for that.
Yep.
Like no one's actually like pioneering that genre or leaning like really heavy. Like that's what we do. We rap over core metal.
Well, that's sort of like, because when I first was like, well, what? Because everyone's like, what genre are you even? So at the time, when we were like evolving in our sound, people were like, what genre are you guys? And at the time, well, I don't actually know. We're just rapping over metal. Like we didn't know, because it's not like, are we new metal? I don't know. So but then so I started looking into it, and everyone and I seen this term rapcore. I thought that was the best, like suitable for like bands like The Way to Silence and DVSR or Dropout Kings. I thought rapcore would be the name, because I know that trap metal is already its own thing with that trap beats and screaming over the top of it. Like I feel like all the SoundCloud rap sound, they already was already taking on trap metal.
I mean, you got like Zillakami, City Morgue, and like
that's
right.
Like that's right.
Even
that's
Ghostmane.
That was trap. Absolutely, yes.
And
I felt like that was trap metal.
I feel like I'm surprised that Ghostmane hasn't done it yet. It's either harsh hardcore or rap. I haven't heard the actual mix.
Yeah, absolutely. I heard an EP by him not that long ago, and it was just like him literally screaming in a garage.
Yeah, very noisy, like industrial hardcore. And
yeah,
don't get me wrong, I would love to hear an industrial hardcore band. Like the only industrial hardcore band I know of is Freak Angel, but I haven't gotten anything from those guys in like 4 years. I want to see some more shit like that.
Yeah, well, yeah, you never know, genres, they come back. I mean, I feel like trap metal is just a reinvention of new metal from 20 years ago. I
Exactly.
feel like it's like we skipped out for 10 years there. There was not much of it. Everyone sort of was doing either metal or rap, whatever. But yeah, we're back on that Limp Bizkit phase, aren't we?
I mean, the thing that I've noticed with that is like it stopped being cool for 10 years is what it was. If you said you liked Limp Bizkit like even like 5 or 6 years ago, you would have been shit on real quick.
Well, it literally stopped being cool when Linkin Park stopped doing it. So as soon as Linkin Park stepped out of that genre and they become like a pop thing, it was like everyone was like, Linkin Park can't do it anymore. We don't want to hear it.
Not
But you
not
know,
good enough.
that's right, because they were so good. They were pioneers. They were just those few albums that they did of new metal was so good.
I mean,
But
wasn't it literally, I think, and I'm not like the hugest like Linkin Park fan, but like Meteora is the only album I think actually has any like hard hitting bangers on it. The rest of it kind of goes pretty soft, pretty melodic, as far as I can tell.
the first two, Hybrid Theory and Meteor, are definitely those two albums. They're in sync. Like you can listen to them back to back, and they're like one big album. And then yeah, after that, I mean, they still always had bangers, but it definitely did step off from there when it comes to the new metal sound.
Absolutely. You know, I do have to ask because I'm sure you get asked this question quite a lot, and it's regarding your tattoos.
Go
How old
ahead.
were you when you started getting tattooed?
I was 18, man. I actually got my first tattoo on my 18th birthday. So, my old man, he was like, because I wanted to get tattooed so badly, and he could tell.
Yeah,
And he was like, I don't want you getting no home jobs. I don't want you doing this. He's like, I
good.
want you to get good tattoos. So, when you turn 18 years old, I'll take you down to like a real tattoo studio. We'll get you a fucking sick tattoo. So yeah, I had to wait till I was 18, and then basically as soon as I turned 18, I got like, I don't know, 10 tattoos in like 3 months. I basically had like a sleeve in the, already and a hand tattoo. And I think I had a neck tattoo by the time I was like turning 19. And then, yeah, I just kept up with it, man. So I haven't stopped. I'm 25 now. So I've been going hard for 7 years.
That's a lot
And
of ink in that short of a time period. Like 7 years doesn't seem like it would be a short span of time, but for collecting art pieces, man, it really is. It's a lot of money to
yeah,
invest.
absolutely. Oh, it's been a lot of money. It's been good. I've been looked after. To be fair, I got a lot of tattooist friends. They're always homies to me, and they're good to
Hmm.
me. But yeah, it's still a very expensive. It's been a long journey, and I'm definitely not finished. I've got so much longer to go.
Is there any like where are your open spots? Are there like what you're like your back, your legs?
Oh yeah, I've got my back done, but I've sat 20 hours on my back, maybe little bit less. So it's, the back's a big spot, so I'll probably have to sit another 20 hours before it's even looking finished.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one of my legs done, but it's just like I have one of my legs as like one of those, if a home job, if a gun ever comes out at a party, I'm like, yeah, slap it on my leg. So I've got like a bit of like I've got a pretty crazy leg. I've got a few nice pieces on it too, but it's all like that type of, looks like skater boy style. But yeah, I've got my left leg is like totally bare, and I want to eventually just get like a massive sleeve. I'm thinking, just some like portraits. I definitely want to get like a Mitch Lucker portrait on my left leg, like a really, really
Oh,
nice one. Yeah. Just like the homies, people I look up to, whatnot. So,
that's the only
um,
person from music that I would ever consider getting tattooed on me because honestly, like if it wasn't for Mitch and Ollie Sykes, I probably wouldn't have looked into doing metal vocals. I probably wouldn't have looked into getting tattooed heavily. Those two were
dude,
the inspirations, man.
absolutely. I'm exactly the same, man. Mitch Lucker, Ollie Sykes, definitely. Yeah, other than that, no, I to be fair, I've still got like some stuff to finish. I've still got like a few outlines on my body that I've skipped over, but I've got to finish up my bodysuit. It's all coming together eventually.
No, man, it's an investment.
And I've just recently cut my hair short. I used to have long hair, but I'm preparing for a massive head tattoo.
Really?
So yeah, definitely, that's definitely on my list of to do.
So everyone I've talked to has said that face tattoos really don't hurt that much at all, and that it has to do with the fact that the ink doesn't go that far into the skin as it would with like regular tattoos.
My theory on why tattoos on the face don't hurt as much as other tattoos is that I feel like when you're getting tattooed for the first, let's say, hour of your sitting, I don't care where you're, unless you're getting tattooed on your ribs or your stomach or something. I feel like the first hour of tattooing is bearable. You know what I mean? It's like oh yeah, I'm about to get tattooed. It's not until like the second, third, fourth hour that your body is really going, all right, I fucking hate this. So my theory on face tattoos and why they don't hurt as much is because you're not getting tattooed on your face for as long. I mean, it's like any piece you're going to get on your face, it's not going to take more than an hour because your face is in a massive spot. So I just feel like they don't spend enough time on your face before it starts hurting. That's what I feel like. So yeah, because like I mean, I got a few little face tattoos, and they all took 10 minutes or 20 minutes, maybe half an hour max. And
yeah, I imagine the ones going down your jawline probably took a little longer.
Yeah,
a lot of tight
hour,
lines.
Yeah, but no more than an hour. But so it's like it's bearable. It's bearable for the hour, and then maybe after that it would start to hurt. But I've never sat longer than an hour on my face. So so that's just my theory on it anyway. Because until I get a massive 2-hour face tattoo, I guess I won't know.
You could do what that one Ethan kid did. I can't remember his last name, but he's the guy that has like half of his face like blacked out.
Dude,
you've probably seen it on Instagram once or twice.
It's so funny that you bring that up, man. Me and Ethan Modboy.
Oh,
he's Modboy Ethan Bramble. Man, he's my best friend. So
really?
Yeah, he's actually in our Silence of Music video.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that now. How did I not notice that?
Yeah, man. Well, he's from like here. He's from around around where I'm from. So yeah, he's one of my best friends, and me and him, we catch up all the time. So it's so funny you bring that up. Yeah, he was actually living with me when he got his he got that black on his face. Like I think he sat 2 maybe 3 hours with the black, and he hated every second of it. He came over like that was like pain.
I can't imagine why he did it though, because his face tattoos were already looking really, really cool up until that point. Like I didn't understand that decision.
Well, he's not finished yet, so he's still gonna have to. He's still got little spots around his eyes and on his chin and stuff where he wants to fade it in, and then I believe he wants to get white tattoos over the black.
Really? Now that's gonna suck.
Yeah, that is going to suck. But he's also got scarification on his cheeks, so you can see, so you can see the scarification through the black work more than you can when it's not there. So he does have ideas for it. It's just like a half finished project at the moment.
But he's a body modification artist, right? He's not like a tattoo artist, right? I thought he did a lot of piercings and injections and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, not injections, but he just does like the piercings and whatnot. Yeah.
Have you thought about getting anything kind of like the little silicone pieces that like go right under the skin? Because I've seen a lot of weird stuff like that.
Yeah. No, I've got no piercings. I'm actually just not really personally a fan of like body mods. Like I wouldn't get any myself. I'm gonna stick to tattoos. It's like you sit your tattoo session and then it heals and then you just never have to deal with it ever again.
But with sort of easy, it's a lot of extra care and everything like that.
That's right. And
the only reason I got these dangly motherfuckers is because I can't find ones in my size anymore. I keep losing them every time I move.
Yeah. No, my girlfriend's got the stretchers and stuff, and same thing. She's always losing them. She wakes up and then it's like, where'd my stretchers go? And then we find them a month later, under the bed or whatever.
And you guys call them stretchers?
Yeah, what do you call them?
Oh, all right. As much as I hate it, a lot of Americans call them gauges.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I don't really know much about this, but isn't the gauges like the sizings?
Right. That's an American size, like a form of measurement. Kind of like like feet and miles and stuff like that. But it's kind of like running around saying, "Yeah, check out my inches, dude. They're freaking sick. Don't you like my inches?"
Yeah,
and that
that's
always
right. Yes.
I never call people out for it, but like it does kind of get a little bit annoying. But
well, dude, now you can take our word. They're called stretchers. All right.
You know why I won't call them stretchers though is because stretchers to me, I think of being in an ambulance and having someone put me in the back in a stretcher. I don't want to take away from that. So like I've always either called them tunnels if they're actual like or if they're solid plugs is what I've always called them. But
Oh yeah,
everybody,
yeah.
it's interesting how a lot of people have different words for the same thing, especially when you go like overseas and stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely. I've been watching bloody Peaky Blinders recently, and they're it's like based in old school England, and some of the slang is crazy, and it's like just some of the shit that they call things is like crazy.
We had Party Cannon on the show a while back, and they're right around that like Scotland area, and there's just something about the way that the Scots talk that it's. I did everything I could to make sure I understood everything they were saying, but you get lost in some of that.
Oh
You
yeah, of
really
course.
do.
Especially there'd be certain parts, certain places that their slang is just you just not good luck understanding it. For sure. I mean, it's the same as Australia, man. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of shit here that we would say, and you'd just be like, "What the fuck did you just
Well, yeah,
say,
you
dude?"
guys call shopping carts buggies, right?
Not
Who
trolleys.
calls trolleys? See, this is what I'm talking about. Everyone's got a different word for the same shit. We all speak the
Yeah,
same
no.
language, but we're not saying the same thing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, trolleys. It's
Maybe
funny,
that's an
like
English thing.
we don't even call, like, I call the shopping center a mall, but whenever I do, people say to me, it's not a fucking mall, it's a shopping center, and I'm like, yeah, like, because, like, nobody calls it a mall here, but I mean,
What about a
I talk to a
plaza?
lot of American people. Plaza? No, we call it like a metro.
It's all the same shit, but you know what? Like it's I wouldn't even argue with people about it. I'd just be like, all right, just don't correct me when I say it my way, because that's just how I was raised, and I can't like relearn the same
That's right. Yeah.
shit.
No, I love it. I love that everyone's got different things. I mean,
It
we're
makes
so
it
far
more
apart. It's like,
interesting.
why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we? Like, as if we would all talk the same. So, yeah.
I
But
mean,
the thing is, with Australia and America, is we're very different when it comes to, like, we don't use yards, or like we use meters. So it's like I was playing Madden last night, and I was like, "Oh, dude, we've just gained a meter," and it's like my housemate's like, "No, dude, we just gained a yard," and I'm like, "What?" Like, so I don't even know how big a gridiron footy field is, because I don't know what 100 yards is, like, in my
now by
Australian brain,
football,
because
are
we
you
just
talking
go
about fucking soccer, or are you talking about
Amer-
American football?
nah, American football. We don't we call soccer.
Okay. So it's not just
Because
us. We're the ones that get
yeah,
shot
no.
in the foot for that.
Well, that's right. That's only because we have our own football. We have rugby league, so we call rugby league football,
Fuck me,
which is,
man.
yeah, it's like a different. It's. I mean, it's nothing like gridiron, but it is like that. It's our version of it. So
I mean, rugby is more exciting to watch anyway. It's much more violent. I'd rather
yeah,
watch that.
well, dude, you should, man. It's honestly a crazy game.
I tried playing when I was younger, but I got the shit kicked out of me, and I was like, all right, this clearly isn't for me. So
Yeah, no, because as I said, like, I've been playing, like, I'm going to call it gridiron, because that's what we call it. But yeah, I've been
okay.
playing gridiron on my Xbox recently, and there's so much gear involved in it. They're all wearing their shoulder pads and their helmets and all that stuff. And yeah, it's like us, like in Australia with our rugby, man, those boys, I don't even know how they do what they do, because they literally headbutt each other sometimes,
Yeah.
and then get a concussion, get dragged off the field, and then they're back in 20 minutes.
Well, as long as they don't go to sleep after that fucking concussion, they're fine. But
yeah, that's right. Well, I think things are changing these days. I mean, obviously they're taking like less risks on concussion stuff, but
see,
yeah, I
that's
mean,
what I don't like about American football is that, like, it's not fun to watch because there's so many rules.
yeah, that's right. I mean, there's always got to be rules, but I know what you mean. It's like they always stop.
I don't know what's worse, the rules that have been implemented in the game, or the fantasy league stuff where people are sitting there like, yeah, that guy fucking, that's his 623rd yard of the season so far, and I'm just like, are we watching the game or are we doing math?
Are we watching the game or the season? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. I know what you mean. Yeah, it's like, oh, it's so good. No, I'm actually a basketball guy, so I can relate there. I'm
Are you any good?
Playing?
Yeah.
No, not really. I mean, I'm tall. I'm 6'3", so I mean,
Got 3 inches
I
on me,
should,
man.
yeah, well, I should be sort of tall. I mean, maybe I should be good at basketball, but I'm not. But I just watch it a lot, so.
I'm like half decent, like defense wise, just because no one's gonna like run up and shove me. Because once they do, I'm gonna go fucking 10 feet because I don't weigh nothing. But it's just because of being tall, I'm good at defense. But you hand me the ball, biggest mistake right there. I will not make a shot. I won't.
Yeah, no, I won't. It's all just about having fun and giving your best.
Yeah.
Because every time I'm down there, man, I'm terrible.
Hey, as long as you're having a good time, that is all that matters.
That's right.
Oh man. Now we're reaching that time where we got to start wrapping things up. Before I let you go, is there anybody you want to shout out, anybody you want to call out, or anything quite like that?
Oh man, on the spot. I'm on the spot now.
Oh yeah.
I've got a trap metal playlist on Spotify. Actually, it's called Trap Metal / Rapcore, and I'm sort of promoting that at the moment. I started it because I felt like the whole trap metal genre was being over drowned with these type of Kalamis and Ghostman music, but I really wanted to spread more of the actual metal bands doing the trap metal. So I made a playlist of all of my favorite trap metal artists, and it's promoting some really like underground boys, but they're all really, really amazing. So if you want to hear more of the Way to Silence, but also you just want to hear other bands doing what we're doing, that playlist is definitely a lot of fun. So check that out.
Hell yeah, dude. We'll put the link in the description.
Yeah, perfect. Absolutely. Other than that, just shout out to my boys doing the Way to Silence. They're over in Melbourne right now, in ISO lockdown, so they can't do much. And I'm not sure.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Thanks again for taking the time to come hang out with us. You guys know what it is, what it do, what it be, blah, 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 whatever other, generic YouTuber bullshit we want to throw here. I don't know what, like, comment, subscribe, all that shit. Oh, and I don't have Kyle here to tell them what to do to the bell button. You got to crowd kill the fuck out of that bell button, guys. Come on. You don't want to miss a beat.
Especially if it's an all age bell button, man. You got to crowd kill.
Take them out.
Yeah, make sure that 12-year-old who just showed up to his first ever show gets his head kicked in.
He's never gonna forget his first show.
That's how I learned, man. That's how I learned.
Oh man. Thanks again, guys. Tune in next time, and bye-bye.